In order to burn, a fire needs fuel.
I just heard a boom. I said, what the hell was that?
There was no shortage of fuel for this fire Thursday night.
We could see the flames from Egan.
The tanker was carrying thousands of gallons of naphtha, a gasoline additive, which, when met with a spark, will keep burning and burning for hours.
We're just letting her burn.
Until it can't burn anymore.
We're back quite a ways. Well, with the size of the fire and the intense heat, we're unable to get close to the fire.
It's too much fire.
It was 8:30 when the St. Paul Fire Department first took the call that a tanker had overturned while getting onto westbound I-94 from Highway 52.
That's pretty awesome.
In the hours that followed, the tenacious fire would become a spectator sport.
Yeah, it's a dead man's curve. You have so many accidents around here.
And the on-ramp where the accident happened, a topic of morbid speculation.
This is, without a doubt, dead man's curve for any commercial driver. Definitely. We were here last year, there was another rollover.
For tankers like this one, if they don't go real slow, this is what happens.
Exactly what happened to cause this truck to tip isn't clear.
Well, I'm going to look at this hydrant.
But as the hours passed, one thing is abundantly clear. With a tank full of fuel, this fire isn't going to quit until it's good and ready.
It has a life of its own. It's a living, breathing thing.
In St. Paul, Phil Johnston, KARE 11 News.
Don't like being cold.
If you find something heavy on the bottom,
Kind of like putting pantyhose on.
please don't grab onto it.
You never know what may be lurking in the murky abyss that exists underwater.
Whoa!
Until you look.
A shoe! That is not my shoe. I did not throw it out there.
You sure you don't want to?
This morning at Lake Harriet, 30 divers dove,
Whoa!
looking not so much for treasures
Ew!
as for trash.
Because it's Earth Day.
The divers will swim along with trash bags, and they'll just be picking up the litter. And Lake Harriet actually has lots of cans and bottles to pick up on the bottom.
It is Earth Day, and lest we forget, the Earth is 71% water.
Where are you guys diving?
In the water.
Yeah, whereabouts? Where are you going in?
To dive master Bill King, keeping his playground clean only makes sense.
Nothing but spring cleaning, right?
Most of the junk plucked from the lake's bottom is stuff you'd expect.
I'll take this.
Old bottles, cans, and fishing lures.
I think that's terrible, to throw it in the water.
But Lee Luderman made a find that's downright disturbing.
The battery is kind of the sad thing. I did everything I could to get that out. Look at that.
From batteries to baby carriages.
Oh, that was down there too?
This day highlights the need to honor the Earth, including the parts most of us never see.
But there's always a lot of junk down there.
Phil Johnston, KARE 11 News.
How the hell can the damn bushes still be there, but it can pick up this house that weighs a ton?
Gathered near what used to be his home,
The kids are finding letters that they wrote to Grandma and Grandpa when they were little.
Arlie Swanson's children and grandchildren remembered the man who was the foundation of this loving family.
It's a letter to my Grandma and Grandpa. We have snow, do you?
I looked up to my grandparents because they had such strong respect for each other.
Jocelyn Papish used to go for long walks and feed the ducks with her grandfather.
You needed something or you were in pain, he was right there. This is Dear Grandma and Grandpa Swanson, and it's from Christmas.
Tuesday's tornado tore apart the lives of hundreds of families, but it killed only one man, 82-year-old Arlie Swanson. Buried in the rubble, a homemade Father's Day present from 1954.
Upon my soul, I love you, Dad, and that's a picture of me.
We bought Lisa a Raggedy Ann toothbrush.
A lifelong farmer, Arlie Swanson shared his toy tractor collection with his great-grandchildren.
My dad sat there, turned the steering wheel, you know, just like a little kid.
I got with the money you sent me a kissing bear pillows.
A man who cherished his family dearly, Arlie Swanson's legacy is how his children and grandchildren now care for each other so much.
I love Grandpa so much. I know you did. Now he's in heaven with us.
Have to go now. Oh, we'll have to go now. Love, Jeff.
In Granite Falls, Mark Daly, KARE 11 News.
It's
called the Barber Badminton Bonanza. Pull the net that way.
You just gotta try your hardest. You just gotta always go for every single thing that you can get.
And it's just a straight up badminton tournament, single elimination.
Well, the object of the game is to have some fun.
Badminton to the bone. What's contained in here are miscellaneous quotes as to confuse the opponent. They confuse the opponent and say, poor badminton player.
Yeah.
A master of art is not worth a fart. Go sharp.
Yeah.
Rochamp, Rochamp for it.
Yes.
He thinks that the quotes are going to help him out.
One law for the ox and the lion is suppression.
People think like words are the way to go, but it's a pure physical thing. You got to have grace, you know, you got to have balance.
It's a lot of fun, and you get to do whatever you want. There's no restrictions.
And the winners get to cut the loser's hair however they want it.
See this book? There are no quotes about badminton whatsoever in there, so I had to make some up, and it didn't work. Man, that man has a bad haircut.
I've never had a haircut before.
It's a good excuse to get a haircut. This year, it's an especially good excuse due to the benefit.
Yeah. You can't teach that.
That's what we do here at Carleton. We do fun, weird stuff, and we got to combine that with being really active members in the community. Just over $1,200 tonight, and it's all going to go straight to the fund for the community women that we're trying to help out tonight. This is all your hair?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's just an excuse to get together and have fun with your friends. It's pretty straightforward.
Come on. Good screen, Ben. Gotta move your feet, Jimmy. Come on. Well, you know it takes a little bit of luck to win a state tournament.
Del Schiffler may try to tell you it's luck. He is a modest legend.
Well, I used to be probably all right, shooting. Probably used to be a little more like Bobby Knight, and I think I mellowed a little bit, although some of the people don't think I have. Keep looking, keep looking.
59 years of living.
Shoot free throws and quit fooling around there.
38 of them spent prowling the sidelines of a high school basketball court.
He's a veteran on the bench, and he's got a lot of experience,
Make it a power move, you got to lay up.
Nearly 500 wins and 2 state championships later, Del Schiffler is still at it.
Hustle, hustle.
Proving intensity is a necessity.
Come on, Blake. Hey, either you're going to get knocked down or you're going to fight back.
Especially when more than a game is on the line.
Well, actually, I have 2 spots in the liver. I have 2 spots in the lung, and I have 1 in the pancreas.
Is that feeling okay?
Yeah, it feels great.
This is the one opponent that doesn't seem to care about Del Schiffler's win-loss record.
Basically, it's kind of like poison. It destroys everything.
The cancer started in his colon, diagnosed a year and a half ago. It has since spread to the liver, lungs, and pancreas.
So drip, drip, drip.
Thus, the chemotherapy treatments every 3 weeks at the Mayo Clinic.
I guess we don't really want to know. You know, we don't want them to say you got 4 months, 6 months liver, 6 years.
Before the chemo, Sue Schiffler can think of only one other time her husband missed a game.
My daughter was born at 2 minutes after 12, and he said, see, I told you, I could have made that game.
It's typical of a guy who lists God, family, and basketball as the 3 most important things in life.
How do you feel now?
Oh, hot, cold, you know.
Unfortunately, his own health wasn't part of that equation.
Like I say, men just don't go to the doctor, think that they're not going to get sick, you know, and they said they think he's had it for at least 10 years before. This is a real slow type growing cancer.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
3.5 hours after chemo, the coach is back at practice.
All right, bring it down here.
Sitting, not standing.
Post up in there.
But there, nevertheless.
His love of the game, I think, keeps him going.
Leading the Woodbury Royals into the playoffs.
It shows us that, you know, that if he can fight through something like that, we should be able to, you know, fight through the ups and downs of the year.
Run for, execute.
It's a lesson the team takes into its first playoff game against Stillwater.
1-2, Ballin. Time out, time out.
Well, today, it's not as good as it was last time.
When he catches it, come across.
Now, a day after the chemo, the side effects, extreme fatigue, chills, and nausea are a constant.
Kendrick, help out a little. Was that a 5-second call? No. You had 5 like this.
But you wouldn't know it by looking.
Everything leaves his mind other than the game, but yeah, I do worry about him. And
Somebody's got to bust to this end of the bucket from the middle.
For a moment, Del Schiffler's intensity transcends his disease and translates into a win for the Royals.
1-2, Van Alto. We needed to win that one big for him.
But in basketball, winning really isn't everything.
Okay, nice win, guys.
If only the same could be said about cancer.
There's similarities between the two. You hope you can beat it like you can beat your opponents, you know. Bring it in. Good win.
I'm sure the good Lord has a plan. I don't know what it is, so I don't get angry at that at all, you know.
1, 2, 3, roll.
Phil Johnston, KARE 11 News.
Hey, having fun today, huh? You can't have fun at the post office, where can you, right?
People are very tense, uptight, rudeness.
So I came twice today.
Hey, how you doing there, sir?
Usually the lines are around the corner, out the door.
Hey, happy holidays, ma'am.
It's ridiculous.
How you doing today?
It's not getting any shorter.
Hey, anything else today? Stationery, almost phone calls, love you, wall merchandise?
You kind of said it so fast, I hardly even know.
Proof of mailing, proof of delivery, delivery confirmation, or insurance? Thank you. Hiya.
You come into this post office and you can't ever be down, no matter how big the lines.
Help you.
And Mr. Happy, see, he's smiling. He's Mr. Happy over there.
Mr. Happy?
And he always puts a thumb up.
Hey, thanks for coming in. Happy holidays.
And Mr. Happy, I don't even know his real name.
My name is Fred Brownback.
Just call him Mr. Happy.
Yeah, one for the manager for the show. How about a receipt before you go?
He seems genuinely happy to see everybody that comes in like they're his best friend.
It's not coffee either, because I don't drink coffee.
I appreciate what they do.
Yeah.
That's hard work.
Hey, hola. Feliz Navidad.
Because I've seen him a lot of times just break out into his language, you know.
Sibo. And gracias. Tenga buen día. Feliz Navidad. Gracias. Adios. Help ya.
He's a showman for the postman.
Gracias. Hola. You might say I feed off of the customers.
Basically, it's positive human experience, you know. That's what this season is supposed to be about.
Happy holidays. Thank you.
It's the spirit of giving and the spirit of being treated like a human being.
Yeah, it's my favorite time of year. Kind of exciting and fun. Time flies.
Okay, Mr. Happy. This is Mr. Happy.
Happy holidays, you guys. Thanks for coming in. Have fun in the snow today. Bye-bye. See ya. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming in.
I thought it was a dream.
So young, and yet life's already burned Kirk Steineck.
It's gone.
And his brother Brody.
Man, this was a good bike.
So much ruined after the garage somehow caught fire as the family slept early Tuesday.
Came up to the door and started ringing the doorbell like crazy, yelling fire.
You just can't believe that it could have happened to them.
It worked out. Thank you.
Dad, Mark Steineck, knows neighbor Lou Hagemeyer's wake-up call helped get the family of 4 out.
It's possible. It's possible, and we owe her a great deal.
Lou is now their guardian angel.
And how the Steinecks need angelic neighbors.
They've been through enough, and this was just one more thing. You doing okay?
Thanks, yeah.
Mark Steineck has the scars of a 4-month battle with oral cancer that's spreading.
It's unbelievable how something out of nowhere can just change your life. And the same thing has occurred here again.
It's funny how you kind of, then after a little while, learn to accept it and just figure out how you're going to deal with it. But that was our reaction this morning, I think, was what next?
In hard times, tiny victories count. Weakened by cancer, Dad still returned to the burning home, rescuing the family dog. While thankful, the kids want Dad rescued.
It's just hard to see my dad like this, and then we had a fire, and it's just a bad thing to happen right now.
What is going on?
What did we do? What did we do?
What did we do?
From 2 incomes to 1, and with a house half burned, neighbors say they're now the Steineck shelter and support.
They just have been through enough, and now is the time to step up and do whatever it takes to help them out.
The Steinecks are also stepping up, refusing to be burned out by life's trials.
Don't let it get you down, you know.
In Woodbury, Greg Vandegrift, KARE 11 News.
Got to get a good woman and have her go to work, and you stay home and go fish.
Ask Don Bramer and his fishing buddy Dick Suter.
Yeah, we've been going fishing for years.
And they'll tell you, ice fishing is a lot like a good marriage.
Yeah, I would say so.
It takes patience and love.
Better to stay single.
And when you fall into a hole, you've got to find a way out.
On Friday would have been our 1-week anniversary of when I gave her the ring.
These lessons in ice fishing and love, Ryan Lippert will no doubt need as he heads into his marriage.
I just want it back on my hand.
It was Thursday night when Ryan took his fiancée, Becky Dietz, ice fishing on Lake Mazaska near Faribault.
I didn't touch my ring the whole night, and then one time I touched it, and I popped it off my hand.
Just ploop, that's all it was, and right down the hole it went.
Give her a ring.
30 feet down through Mazaska's muck, it would have made sense to give up.
$1,900. I haven't ever lost anything down the hole worth that much.
But when love is on the line,
I wonder how cold it'll be.
You've got to go fishing.
This will be a first for a diamond ring.
So Ryan called in Troy Stockwell and the Owatonna Diving Club.
Okay, good luck.
I'm never going fishing again.
Tell her to go to heck. If she wants the ring, buy her own.
He's coming up right away. That might be a good sign.
After just one trip down, Troy was on his way up.
Let's please say that he comes up with it, huh?
But not with good news.
It's black.
It's still like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Don't say that.
It was beyond dark.
It was like diving in oil, crude oil. You can't see anything. I'll head back.
So, with a brighter light, down he went again.
Please be with me, Lord. And him.
And again, and again.
Kind of feel bad for them, but
Well, we never let the camera.
they tried. That's about all we can do.
Ryan and Becky never did get their ring back.
Some of the fish would swallow that.
But just think of the story they can tell their grandkids about the one that got away.
It'll all be funny someday.
Phil Johnston, KARE-11 News.
The Pettit National Ice Center, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Here, Olympic dreams are born. It is the place where Bonnie Blair and Dan Jansen trained for their golden moments.
And it is a world record.
The same place a group of Twin Cities teens traveled just last month to train beneath images of their heroes and emblems of their hopes.
It's everyone's goal from speed skating is just to make an Olympic team.
A goal that will remain out of reach for most speed skaters. But ask any one of his teammates and they'll tell you Joey Carlson's dream
He was a natural.
seemed his destiny.
There's like no doubt in my mind or anyone's mind that Joe wouldn't have made that Olympic team.
At 17 years old, Joey was on the move, earning the right to wear the colors of one of the top young speed skaters in the country, piling up trophies, and just this year, a national speed skating championship in his age class. But in an instant, it was gone.
2, 3.
For nearly 4 months now, Joey Carlson's workouts and his home have been at North Memorial Medical Center.
There you go. Good job. I was at home, and the phone rang, and it was North Memorial, and they said your son's been in an accident.
The date was August 3rd. Joey was driving home to Plymouth after skating practice, buckled in his Beretta, when a semi changed lanes too close.
And so I swerved, and I flipped into the median twice. I couldn't move right away. That scared me pretty bad when I was sitting there all by myself.
Joey had broken his neck, the skater known for his massive, powerful legs. The boy who wowed his teammates by squat lifting 350 pounds now must face the possibility he will never walk again.
I remember the doctor saying after the surgery, Joey, I don't think I've ever seen a neck quite like that. It took me a long time to get through the neck before I ever got to you.
During his first month in the hospital, Joey lost 50 pounds. Muscles he'd spent years building were melting away.
So hard to walk into the hospital. I just can't talk about It was so hard to walk into the hospital and see him like that.
Tom Cushman was Joey's coach for 5 years.
He's such a good kid. He's such a good kid.
He's still struggling.
Yeah, I don't.
Struggling to make sense of Joey's loss, to put aside what might have been. Everyone on the team is.
He wanted to go all the way. You know, he wanted the gold medal. And I was sure that he could have gotten it, you know?
You still cry sometimes on the ice when you're skating. Still today, I sometimes don't really know what to say to him.
But Diana Krogman and Joey's other teammates never really had to say a thing. What matters most to Joey is they are here.
It's from regionals, huh?
Diana, or someone from Joey's team, spends time at the hospital nearly every day.
People are here to show him that they care, and if they don't make it through it, he will, you know?
His friends at Armstrong High, where Joey is missing his senior year, haven't forgotten him either, nor have speed skaters from throughout the world who've sent good wishes. If only wishes could come true.
I worked really hard for that. It changed so quick.
And on the inside, Susie Favor Hamilton.
People like happy endings. We can't give you one yet. Joey's script is still being written.
Susie's right in the middle of the pack.
What is certain is Joey will go on loving sports. Will go on cheering for his brother Johnny when he skates and threatening to pound him if he doesn't push himself, just as he's always done. Speed skating is still in Joey Carlson's blood.
Kind of what I did, and it'd be hard to do nothing with it.
And as for those who'd wished gold for Joey, they now pray for something they'll treasure even more.
I hope the athletics comes back, but I hope Joey can just stay Joey.
Again?
They know already the determination that built a powerful athlete is still there.
Always been a kid that we've been proud of, and I'm prouder now of him than I've ever been.
It's just that now Joey's strength must come from within to face the challenges and chase the dreams that still lie ahead. Boyd Hupert, KARE 11 News, Robbinsdale.